and welcome to Great Taste. I'm your host Heather, and today we say farewell to summer with 3 festive margaritas and tequila shrimp. Well, we're going to start off by making tequila shrimp. We're going to use a large skillet and we're going to turn it on medium-high heat. And we're going to add 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of unsalted butter. And we're going to let this melt. Just move it around, help it melt a little bit. Maybe I should turn it up just a tad. There we go, starting to melt nicely. And then we're gonna add 2 cloves of chopped garlic. We wanna make sure we get all that good fresh garlic out of there. And we're gonna let it brown. And it's gonna take between 1 to approximately 2 minutes. Okay, now that looks like it's nicely brown, we don't want it to be too dark. We're going to add about 1 pound of shrimp. They've already been cleaned and deveined. Okay, now we've got in approximately 1.5 pounds of shrimp. And we're just going to make sure that all that garlic infused butter coats all the shrimp. Okay, that looks good. And now we're just going to let it cook for approximately 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. And I purposely bought big shrimp because I think it makes for a better presentation and it's much more meatier, and I think your guests would appreciate it more. They'll enjoy, you know, their meal more with the this nice, what is about a king size shrimp or jumbo shrimp, I guess they call it. I think they'll enjoy that a lot more. Okay, now our shrimp is looking a little pink, so looking pretty good. And so next we're going to add a 1/3 cup of tequila. Please use what you like. I think, you know, that way you'll enjoy the shrimp a lot more. Or, you know, you can also just test and try something new, be a little adventurous. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of cilantro. Make sure we get all of that. Got a little bit left in the cup. Mix that up as well. Okay, and the cilantro actually came from my herb garden. I went to the market and I bought a bunch of fresh herbs. It's always, you know, nice to cook with fresh herbs compared to dry. It just gives your meal that something extra, something special. Okay, so we're gonna just add a little bit of salt, a little bit of fresh ground pepper, you know, to taste. And now I like my food to be spicy. I like a little extra heat. And so what I'm going to do is add a little bit of crushed, do this if you don't, you know, like spicy food. This is of course optional. And like I said, it's something that I like. I like my food to be spicy. Okay, and earlier I made some pasta and I just drizzled on some olive oil and some fresh Parmesan and Romano cheese. I didn't want to season it too much to overpower it because we want to taste the tequila shrimp, all the seasoning in that. So that'll be perfect. And I also made a margarita cake for dessert. It has tequila, triple sec, and lemon juice baked right in. And also the icing consists of tequila, lemon juice, and triple sec as well. So this is a nice liquor infused cake that pairs well with your dinner. You know, your family or friends would love this. They'll think that, you know, you spent hours lingering over the stove making this dish, when in fact you haven't. And now that our shrimp is done, we're going to just take it and place it over our pasta. We're going to kind of pile it up high. Doesn't that look good? Much better than, you know, like I said, small shrimp. This will So, you know, be a much more heartier meal. This looks absolutely delicious. I wish you could smell it. You could smell, you know, the tequila actually, and some of the cilantro and the garlic. Let's get all this shrimp. Okay, and actually, let's see, can I get a little bit of the juice that's in here? And actually, I'm just going to pour in a little bit of the juice, you know, the butter, and the garlic. Oh, get all of that into our pasta. And this makes a perfect meal for your friends and family. Okay, next we're going to make 3 great tasting margaritas. But before we do that, I'm going to show you how to salt the rim of your margarita glass. Now you can take either a lemon or a lime and cut it in half and just rub that wedge around it, or you can squeeze some fresh juice into a plate or even an orange and just twirl it around. Make sure that your rim is nice and wet, and then just dip it into your margarita salt and press firmly and turn. And voila, a nicely rimmed margarita glass. The first margarita we're going to make is a beer margarita. I chose a beer margarita because it's a very popular beer now, a very popular drink. And just in case it's out at your local market, they don't have anymore, you can make your own. And what we're going to do is start with a tall glass, and we're going to use about a little over an ounce of limeade. And now we're going to add 4 ounces of tequila. Again, you know, use what you drink. 4 ounces of water. And 4 ounces of your favorite beer. Okay. And now we're just going to stir it up until all the liquids are melded into one. Give it a quick stir. And then pour it into our margarita glass. Aha! Beer margarita. Now we're going to move on. I meant to mention also, when you salt the rim of your glass, you can be very creative with that. You can use sugar and orange juice, which I did for the killer margarita. You can also be very festive and use sprinkles. Or if you like your food hot and spicy, I'm not this dangerous, but you can use lime juice, some coarse salt, and some chopped habanero peppers to rim your glass. So I think that looks pretty nice. We're going to do, like I said, a killer margarita. And for the killer margarita, we need a shaker filled with ice, and we're going to pour in a 1/2 ounce of tequila, about a little over an ounce of orange liqueur. You can use Grand Marnier if you like. And we're going to pour in 3 ounces of sour mix. And last, we're going to use 1 ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice. And our shaker is filled with ice. And we're going to shake it up. Make sure everything gets nice and chilled with that ice. There we go. Oops, take the top off. Oh my goodness. That puffed up. There we go. And then pour it all into our glass. And that is a killer margarita. And last, we're going to make a classic margarita. And for a classic margarita, we need 2 ounces of tequila, a 1/2 ounce of triple sec, and we're going to use about 3 ounces of sour mix, and we're just going to squeeze in some fresh lime juice. Just a little bit. That's all it takes to give it that fresh lime taste. And pour it all into a shaker filled with ice. Again, I can't stress how important a shaker is to every home bar. In order to make these great tasting drinks, many of them call for a shaker. That's the only way you can make all these great tasting drinks. All right, and then we're just gonna pour this into our glass. And we're just straining it into our glass because it's already nice and chill. And that is perfect. This is a classic margarita. You know what? I think I will add just a little bit of the ice. Why not? Okay, to recap, we made tequila shrimp and we just put it over some pasta, which we drizzled olive oil over and a little Parmesan and Romano cheese. Added a little garlic bread on the side. And for dessert, we have a margarita cake where I baked right into the batter, triple sec, tequila, and fresh lemon juice. And I use those same 3 ingredients for the icing. So this is a beautiful accompaniment to our tequila shrimp. Last, we made a beer margarita, a killer margarita, which we've garnished with an orange and orange zest. And last, a classic margarita. And last, you can hit us up on facebook.com/OneSpiritsLiquor to watch this show and others. You'll also be able to find out all the different events that are going on in Michigan and around the country that pertain to liquor and wine tastings. And right after this show, we're going to do our very first vlog where we're going to let you know how we think the dishes tasted, how the drinks tasted. We're going to give you our opinions. So as always, please feel free to hit us up. Let us know, if you have any feedback, comments, or suggestions. We'd love to hear from you. Again, you've been watching Great Taste. I'm your host, Heather. Until next time, cheers. Bye-bye.